Hello, on this video I'm going to continue speaking about CephFS and metadata server on Ceph storage cluster. If you are at the starting point, I've created another video, also created another Medium story. Please look at this one if you are at the starting point. In this video, I'm going to use Ceph storage cluster, or specifically CephFS as NGINX backend configuration and data. It is useful in content delivery, network, and some other high availability scenario. Okay, let's go and start the configuration. As you know, I have a Ceph cluster here. The orchestration, you can see here, my orchestrator doesn't contain any MDS because I don't have any CephFS volume here. And after creating CephFS volume, we can see some CephFS here, metadata server here, Ceph orch PS. Also here we don't have, ls. Also you can see here I don't have any metadata server, and that's it. Let's continue. Let's look at the pools. Ceph pool ls, Ceph OSD pool ls. You can see I don't have any pool here beside the MGR. Okay, all configuration are available here through this story and my GitHub repository, OpenStack GitHub repository. I'm going to continue and create the CephFS volume. After creating it, if we look at CephFS orch PS, you can see the MDS are starting, and after seconds you can see these are running, and also you can see the MDS container is running and available on 2 hosts. And also here, after creating it, I can take a look at my volume. Also, CephFS status shows me I have a pool enabled and it is stable. That's it. Also my MDS stats, I have one available and one of them are standby, one of the metadata server. Okay, my volume is ready. CephFS ls, I have a CephFS volume here. Let's continue creating a user to have access to this volume. I will create user called NGINX, and it's required to have the cluster configuration for client to have access to this cluster. After configuring the volume and CephFX user, I have to install ceph command and ceph-fuse to use CephFS on my clients. I have installed on both clients, and it's time to configure the keyring and ceph configure cluster on my clients. At first, I will continue my client 2 I will delete and use the delete the previous one and use the new one, the new user. Although my Ceph cluster configuration is the same, so I won't change it. And let me do it on my another client. Keyring, delete the previous one and use the new user here, and my cluster configuration is the same, so I won't change it. Okay, and here we can use two methods to mount CephFS volume. One of them is providing keyring address. Also, with -c we can tell the ceph-fuse where is my cluster configuration after, and tell it mount it to mnt ceph NGINX, or by default it will use the CephFS keyring and CephFS conf. Both of them are working, and if we look at the here, you can see the volume is mounted on my clients. Okay, and mounting is done, everything is fine. It's time to configure my NGINX. To configure the NGINX, I need to tell my NGINX use this address for cephconf. Let me at first configure client 2, vim etc nginx conf. Here I will include please pay attention. I commented all HTTP port to use it on my Ceph configuration, and here I will provide the new configuration, and on the new part I will tell use my Ceph storage cluster as the root. Okay, and here in the, as you can see here, I told my ceph nginx cephconf use this directory and ceph-html. Here I will use it. Okay, I have to create this directory on my ceph ls. After that, I can okay, it's time to start nginx. systemctl status nginx. It is not up and running. Let me nginx, test the configuration, everything is fine, and I can start my nginx. Let's see. Okay, you can see here it's serving from the CephFS volume, and I'm going to configure my client one. Let's see, what do we have here? I mounted it, everything is fine. I have to include my CephFS directory, and here you see I have access to the configuration I've done through client 2. Also, as you can see here, these are available through the change directory menti CephFS NGINX var www.html. okay, ceph, and client 2, and if I refresh, you can see change has passed to client 2, although if this is the client 2 IP address, and if I look at my client 1 IP address, it is not available. Why? Because I didn't start the nginx on my client 1. I will nginx-t, everything is fine, systemctl start nginx, and if I refresh, it's available on both server. This is the client 2, this is client 1. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.